Namaste. We are back with the next episode. Today, we will be speaking to a social activist from Manipur who has been working for the marginalized. He has also been working to resolve the conflict in Manipur. So, let us welcome Hejang Misao. इसके पहले कि हम मिस्टर मिसाओ से बात करें, आपको हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक करें, शेयर भी कीजिए और डेफिनेटली आप हमें सपोर्ट भी कर सकते हैं। तो चलें हम मिस्टर मिसाओ से बात Welcome to our show, Mr. Misao. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. First of all, tell me a little about what's happening in Manipur at present and what are you doing at present, so that the viewers will know a bit about you, and then we can get into the Manipur conflict and what's happening there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sonal, for the show. And it's my pleasure meeting you. And also, thanks for giving me this space where I can also talk about what is happening in Manipur. And people who are not much aware of what is happening in Manipur might be more aware how, when, why all these things are happening. Yeah, Manipur, there are three major community: Kuki, Naga, and Meitei. And if you look at the history, there is no instance where Kuki and Meiteis had any strained relationship or any enmity. If you look at the history, there were also recorded history where the Kuki Raja were extending help to the Maharaja of Manipur, the Meitei kingdom, especially when the 7-year dissertation, when Manipur was totally deserted by the Meitei population because of the Awa line. We call it Awa land, which means Awa war. It is also known as the Burmese War, where Chandrakirti and then the then Maharaja was given protection, care by the Kukis until he regained his throne. So regaining his throne, the Kukis also play a vital role. And these are all recorded in the Puzas, that's historical records. These are undeniable facts. Kukis and Meiteis, we've been living peacefully. And one of the stark proof of such relationship is the just near to the palace, the Maharaja Palace, one colony was given to the Kuki because of their contribution towards the Meitei kingdom. That's called Okipeng, which was burned down already. And unfortunately, in spite of sharing such a good relationship during our forefather times, I don't know who poisoned the mind of this young generation. There are lots of instances where we could say this is a well-engineered, well-planned attack on the Kuki. If you ask me, I will tell the sequences how things are unfolding in Manipur.
Yeah, I would like to know
So,
what's happening now. We all know that on May 3rd, 2023, this conflict began. But what is happening now after that? And if you would like to update us with the situation in Manipur, that would be really nice.
yes, I mean, officially 230 people are killed. That's officially, but unofficially it is said it's more than thousands. And more than 60,000 populations are displaced. Many of them are languishing in the relief camp. And more than 350 churches, religious places destroyed. That's the fact which nobody can deny. And in spite of uh, today is the 15 months of the violence. So I'm putting this is my traditional muffler. So I'm putting this muffler because today we are also observing the 15 months of the violence. We call it the ethnic cleansing because there are also many proof which we can call it ethnic cleansing on the Kuki community. In spite of 15 months of the violence, there is no sign of any abatement of the violence. The gravity, the intensity might come down, but there is no sign of normalcy in Manipur because Manipur has been physically separated. The entire Kuki population in the Imphal Valley, we call it 700 square miles, has been flushed out. There's no single population of the Kukis in Imphal. And the very fact that many of the Kukis settles by the lands, build houses in Imphal is because of the long history of good relationship with the Meitei community. They were settling down there in Imphal. And the very fact that the Kukis are also contributing a lot towards the welfare of the Manipur. If you look at the service sector, Kukis are also contributing a lot. So in spite of such a contribution, unfortunately, it was, I don't know, the people, I would say, not the entire Meitei community, there were some radical groups who were hell-bent to create havocs.
So all this
And
has
then,
happened over a period of time, right? This
yeah,
distrust of the Meitei community, or rather the hatred, if I can call it that, because there's a lot of distrust between the two communities, which we keep hearing, and even the chief minister keeps on actually putting. What do you say is the chief minister's response to this whole? He has
I
been
mean,
calling the cookies outsiders.
let me tell you, honestly, this is a state-sponsored violence on the cookies. Uh, you might not believe me when I'm saying, but I will tell you, it's not my version, but there will fact-finding team coming to India. The Federation of Indian Women, they came do some fact-finding. They said this is clearly state-sponsored. The editor Gear of India came do some fact-finding, and they finally concluded this is state-sponsored. The UN expert team came and they made the same finding. So this is completely state-sponsored because the entire systems of the government is used against us. So that's why
In
in
fact,
this,
recently they had a UN report has come out on Manipur and how the conflict
yeah,
there
the UN
is.
expert team came and made a report saying that this is state-sponsored. That's undeniable fact. How the entire system was used against this particular community. It's
So then
undeniable.
what is the way forward? Because that same government is in power in your state, the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also in the center, Bharatiya Janata Party. Though in the recent Lok Sabha elections, the two MPs who won from Manipur, both are from the Congress party. So do you all see a way forward? And if, as an activist, you're working in the area, what are you thinking is the way forward?
I think the entire population of the Manipur is not happy with the way how Biren Singh is running the government and running the state. And it's clearly the people's mandate on the last MP election has shown to the entire world that we are not happy with you. Because the BJP government, in spite of using all the resources to win the election, they cannot dictate on the electorates. That's why the people are electing both the MPs from the Congress government. And we are happy that these two Congress government become very vocal in the parliament. They are putting up the issue of Manipur. Now, you are asking me the way forward. I would tell you there is a clear separation of Manipur. Buffer zones are there, which are made by the Central Security Forces and the village volunteers. I cannot go. I cannot access the airport. I cannot access the health facility the educational facility, the market, everything are closed for us. And same way, they cannot pass through our land. Even today, the chief minister of Manipur planned to visit Senapati, which he has to pass through the Kuki-dominated area, and he cannot pass because he has to cancel, because we are standing strong, saying that you cannot pass through our land. That's why he canceled. So looking at this situation, I would say the best way forward is recognize this separation of Manipur and meet the demand of the Kuki community, saying that we want separate administration, not less than Union Territory with legislature. That's the only way forward for us till now. Any peace initiative that is taken up by any organization since separate administration, it won't survive long.
So even those who are elected members now from the Congress, and Rahul Gandhi has come many times, the Congress MP from Raebareli, and a Congress leader. So Rahul Gandhi has come there a couple of times, I think. And what do you think? You all have met him or you talked to him? Who are you all talking to resolve this issue? And what is your idea of it being resolved? What do you want as the Kuki? You're a Kuki activist, right?
Yep.
Okay. And
I
where
mean,
are you based?
India,
Where are you based?
I am based in Kangpopi. I'm based in Saikul, which is part of Kangpopi. And Saikul is one of the most affected area because we have the longest front line with the Métis. We are close to the Impal Valley. We have the longest frontier, and managing such longest frontier is a big challenge. And we've been the highest. We received the highest number of attack from the Rambai Tinggal, the Métis militia, and the highest casualty of the Métis took place in Saikul. That was in Kamanlok area. So I mean, some eyewitness from the ground said would be not less than 100 casualties on the Métis, but they were denying, saying that there were only 9 casualties. But the numbers of arms left behind, and then the body retrieved by the local people, they said it wouldn't be not less than 100. Some projected it to be 200 something else. So that casualty was the highest in this conflict, and that happens in Saikul.
So then what do you think the government should do, or what should people there do? How are you going to get peace? I'm presuming you all want to resolve the issue and have peaceful relations in the state?
Yeah, I would say, who doesn't want peace, Sonal?
Yes.
Every human being in the right sense and in the right mind will always want peace. We want peace. Definitely, we want peace. But peace cannot be dictated. You cannot force peace. Peace has to be with a settlement. Without settlement, without meeting the aspiration of the people, you cannot claim that as peace. You can bring peace by force, but how long that peace will live? It's all about the sustainability of the peace. So what I would strongly put up is, we are very clear on our demands. I don't know what the Métis demands. What we know is it is an ethnic cleansing. It is a genocidal attack on us. I don't know for what is their demand. We don't know, and what mistake do we commit towards the state? We don't know. They just simply started this ethnic cleansing, and what we are saying is, in spite of the best service that we are giving to Manipur, not only this time, even from our forefathers, if you cannot acknowledge, accept what we give for Manipur, then it is time for us to govern separately. It is time for us to, have our own administration. So that administration, separate administration, I will repeat again, that separate administration only will bring permanent solution. That's the same thing. We are speaking the same language. Even the armed group who are at peace, who are in peace talk with the central government, they speak the same language. The CSOs speak the same language, and I, as an activist, also speak the same language. We don't differ. There is no dichotomy on our demands. Our demand is separate administration in the model of Pondicherry, union territory with legislature. That's our demand. If that demand is met, then I believe there will be lasting peace in Manipur.
What happens to the infrastructure and all, right? All this is in Imphal, and if you all have separate administrations, then how will that work? And the airport is also in Imphal, and all your infrastructure is in.
When we are saying separate administration, it has a long history, background. Manipur, if you look at the time of the British, the hills is a separate entity. It was governed separately. It was after only the merger agreement, Manipur was brought together under one administrative umbrella. What we are saying is like, I mean, it's okay we are brought together under Manipur. Now let's live together, but there should be certain level of equality in the form of development, in the form of political representation, in the form of economy. If you look at the Manipur, you will find the hills, the tribal community were suppressed, oppressed, subjugated through all means. You look at the political representation. Out of 60, 40s are from the Métis, and only 20s are from the tribals community. And tribals also Kukis and Nagas, 10-10. And if you look at the budget allocation, I have the 5 years budget allocation of the state government, and out of 100, not even 10% of the total budget is allocated for the hills, for the tribal community. And we've been demanding 6 schedule since 1975. 6 schedule has been demanded by the tribal community, but time and again it has been rejected by the majority community. So we said enough is enough. In this digital technological advancements age, you cannot continue living under such oppression, subjugation, and level of discrimination. So that's why we are saying, if I will also remind you, any funds that come from the central governments are coming through the state government, and it's always siphoned off. The funds which are meant for the development of the tribal community are always siphoned off. And consider Manipur, out of 100, 90% is the hills. And you might say you are occupying 90% of the land, and whereas the Métis are occupying 10% of the land. The 90% of the land is hostile terrains. It is not conducive for habitation. Even for farming, it's not conducive. So consider that 90% of the land is not even getting 10% of the budget. Where would development take place?
Right. I wanted to also ask you, there has been a small initiative in one district of resolving the issue and bringing the two communities together. What do you say about that? And is that a model you're looking at, or if you would
I will tell you one. Mar is one of the sub-tribes of the Kuki community.
Where has it happened?
Nagas has many sub-tribes. So you cannot bring peace with just one sub-tribe. If you have to bring peace, it has to be with the apex body. Now, I will tell you I think the general headquarters of Mar community, which is based in Manipur, they have made a PR, a press release saying the terms of the agreements made in Ziribam between the Métis and Mar community is not accepted by the apex body of Mar community. And even the Mar in Pui, the Mar body was dissolved. I have the copy of the Mar General Headquarters disowning the agreement made in Jiribam. So what they are saying is one of the village volunteer who was beheaded and the head was put on the fence and make a mockery by the Métis. So they are saying when our boy was treated in such inhuman way, and how can you just simply talk peace when that boy is not getting justice? Till now, the one who committed such big crime is not even arrested. The people who molested our girls, who paraded naked the girls, and gang rapes, they were not arrested. Justice is not there. And our girls who were working in the car wash and others who were, both of them who were handed over by the Mera Paibis to the men, both of them were molested, tortured, raped, and killed. And till now, justice is not done. And how would you talk about peace when justice is not at all delivered? What about the thousands of houses which are burned down? What about the numbers of properties?
Like you also said that even the Metis have suffered a lot of deaths. So when there is a question of justice, it will be on both sides.
I mean, it's always understandable in a situation of conflict and war, both the community suffers. But you need to also see the level, the numbers. I mean, the number of houses burned, the number of atrocity committed, a number of people killed.
That has
We
already
are
been,
more victims.
almost all reports have said, yeah, that excessive.
And I would, yeah, Sonal, I will also make it clear to the viewer, no single Meitei colony in the Naga areas. But in our areas, because we believe in communal harmony, and we even uphold the good relationship our forefather had with the Meitei Maharaja. That's why the Meiteis, as per 371C, are not allowed to settle in the tribal areas. But as a good gesture, we allow the Meitei to settle in our areas. You look at More, you look at Chursanpo, you look at Kangpokpi, we allow the Meitei to settle there. And I don't know why this kind hearts of ours is taken as our weakness, and this ethnic cleansing is done on us. And that's something which my logic can't understand till today.
Right. So basically, what are the efforts being made? Are there any efforts being made to resolve the issue? Because that's the only way forward to resolve the issue. What is the way forward? What are you doing to resolve it? Or who are you talking to?
We will never talk with the state government because they are the one who sponsored this violence. You cannot talk with the one who strikes you. There should be someone who should mediate, and I strongly believe that should be the central government. And the central government has the power and the authority to find solution. Since the problems or the demands here is political in nature, that political problems needs to be solved through political process with strong political will. If the central government, if they can abrogate 370, Article 370 from Jammu and Kashmir and break the state into 3 UT, why can't it be done here in Manipur? And what I'm strongly saying is like, we are the people who fought for India's independence. The British for 3 years from 1917 to 1919, and we fought the British alongside Subhash Chandra Bose under Indian National Army, who gives the highest number of people who participate for India's war of independence. Now, these people who give the blood, who gave the life for India's independence, for which we are celebrating our Independence and Republic Days, till today, why is these people left behind and still allowed to live like someone who is, not even part of the India's struggle for independence? Now, if we are really a nationalist, I think our forefathers who have set their bloods for India's independence, their soul will cry. They will never be happy because what they contributed is for this generation, and their generation is living under a kind of slavery under someone's administration. So I'm appealing to the central government to extend or meet the demand of the cookie. We are not saying anything outside the Constitution of India. What we demand is rightfully under the Constitution of India.
Your MP from outer Manipur, Mr. Arthur Alfred, said in the parliament that the Nagas could actually be helpful in resolving the issue because they are currently a neutral people. They're not in the conflict. So he was saying that the government should, take the help of the Nagas to resolve the issue. What is your take on that?
Yeah, anybody can mediate the peace process. There's no problem. But anyone who mediate the peace process must always understand our aspiration. Without understanding our aspiration, if someone is mediating the peace process, that won't be acceptable. The
But
Nagas,
if he's from Manipur, he would understand maybe a bit more than, say, somebody who's not even from Manipur. What do you think?
for sure, but anyone would better understand the situation in Manipur, that's for sure. But as I was saying clearly, anybody can mediate the peace process. But the ultimate solution lies in the court of the central government.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
anyone can mediate peace, but it has to be with our aspiration. Unless that is done, I don't think any peace process will be meaningful.
What do you think?
I don't.
Women
I think you,
being part of the process, peace process, there was some effort, but I don't know what has happened to that.
warring community has to come to negotiating table through some others' mediation by understanding each other's aspiration. And we have made our stance very clear. Any kind of peace process without our political aspiration as one of the elements of the discussion, we will not be part of that. So both sides.
So, last question:
any,
are you seeing this conflict getting resolved really fast? What do you think?
can you repeat?
Can you see this conflict getting resolved really fast?
I am very skeptic. Unless the central government intervene, I don't think the situation will resolve sooner or later. But as I was saying, the ball lies in the central government. Central government must do something because the level of mistrust has reached to the level, and we have reached the point of no return. For us, staying together again with these people who don't even respect the sanctity, the modesty of our girls, who don't even spare a baby boy, who don't even spare a woman. For us, living together with them is something which is unimaginable. But we can live together as neighbors.
Great. I thank you for your time, for being here with me and talking to us and telling us what is the situation in Manipur and what you would like to see in terms of how you want the situation to be resolved in Manipur. Thank you for being in our show.
Thank you so much.
तो आपने देखा कि किस तरह से मणिपुर की जो सिचुएशन है, वहां पे जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रहा है, उसका अभी कोई भी लग नहीं रहा कि जल्दी से सॉल्यूशन वहां पे आएगा, जब तक कि सरकार, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट उसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाती और उसमें कुछ रेजोल्यूशन पास नहीं करती, क्योंकि इस सिचुएशन को किस तरह से सॉल्व करना चाहिए। आपका क्या मानना है? डेफिनेटली आप हमारे वीडियो पे कमेंट कीजिएगा, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, और आप हमको सपोर्ट भी कर सकते हैं। धन्यवाद।